So this has had a good 20 hours or so. It's now hard. Oh, excuse me. So now, you'll have seen on the last video, this was how this was put on. Now, it is pretty flat, but you've got, I don't know whether the video shows, but it has left some big old trowel lines here, which can show through the next coat. So I like to wait till it gets hard, then using a trowel, scrape around all the edges, any high trowel marks, trowel lines, cleaning it up a bit as we go. Because I only did this yesterday, it is hard, but it's still got a little bit of softness to it. If you were to leave this a couple of days, it would be really hard work to try and get some of these trowel lines out. In fact, I wouldn't even bother. I'd just put another very thin coat over the top. But what I do, I'll go over it all with the trowel, take off the worst bit. I mean, you can see it's not too bad, but and then we'll then put another 1 or 2 mil coat over the top, really lovely tight coat over the top to give it as flat a possible surface for the top coat, the silicone top coat, to then go onto. There are other methods of doing it. I found this one, for me personally, achieves the best results. I like to cut around all the edges here as well. It's also a good time to check your tape around the edges. You may find, oh, you've gone a bit too close, like we have here a little, and it's buried the tape a touch. So we'll readjust the tape. Other places it's absolutely spot on. So you could apply your top coat primer and then your silicone render top coat over this, as you've got about 1–1.5 mil depending on the grain of top coat, and it would probably cover it. It wouldn't look too bad, but by giving it an extra just 1–2 mil coat of base coat over the top, it will soften and smooth out any slight trowel lines that could potentially show through when the sun hits it. When the sun hits it, there's a certain time of day where no matter what you do, no matter how perfectly straight and flawless the wall is, it's gonna show up lumps and bumps. It's just the nature of it. You can get a sheet of plasterboard, brand spanking new from the wrong angle, and it looks like a wibbly wobbly sea. There's just that term, but as long as for the other 23 hours of the day it looks lovely and flat, you're okay. I'd love to be proved wrong on that point, by the way. Okay. That's good there. Let's do the rest. All right, let's mix up. Should always wear PPE. So, premium base coat. It's meant to do 3 to 5 square meters per bag, depending on thickness, between 4 and 10 mil thick. I personally, I would err on the 3 square meter side personally, and get a bit more. For this coat, because it's a super thin coat, twice, triple as far. So we're only doing 1, maybe 2 mil tops over this. So it'll go much further. In fact, half a bag will probably do close to 10 square meters, because it really is, we are just putting a very thin flat coat over the top. Mix up. DeWalt's finest. Okay. When mixing this stuff, they emphasise the importance of leaving it. You mix it up, lump free, then it needs 5 minutes to breathe, and then you remix it, and it's ready to go. Can you remember why you have to let it breathe, Kris?
And it all absorb properly. Let the material absorb more.
So it's had 5 minutes. It's had 5 minutes. We're remixing. The conclusion is the reason for the 5 minutes. The manufacturing process dries it out to such an extent that I believe the 5 minutes standing there helps rehydrate the product. If I'm wrong, please do correct me, but that's what I believe it is. So you give it 5 minutes to sort of rehydrate itself, and then you can remix it. But let me know in the comments if that's if you agree with that, or if you've got a better theory. Let's hope you can hear all that over the drill. Okay, and we've got lovely drizzle that wasn't forecast. It'll be fun. This thin coat render system is a bit more temperamental with the rain. Lime render, for example, is a bit hardier. You can put that on in a bit of a light shower. It might even do it a favour. But this doesn't like wet at all. So we have to be a bit careful. Don't want it to rain much more. Okay, right, let's make a start. Start at the top. See, I don't know whether you can see. It's getting quite heavy. Unfortunately, oh, better take the drill. Bucket scoop, if we could. Not too bad now. All that heavy rain. Got the pointer? There you go. Okay. Had a brief rainstorm. Luckily it's relatively sheltered and it's quite light, so it's all dried okay now and it's clear. So we're going to get this bit on. Just needs a bit more protection. I had to cut it back, that's all to...
Okay, yeah, the damps just pulled this up a bit.
Yeah, the rain. Get it before there's any more rain. Okay. Right. Get the final coat on. This final top coat it's not final top coat, the final coat of the base coat, I personally apply very similar to the silicone top coat, meaning really thin. Flatness is the key. I want minimal trowel lines. Got that lovely scraping sound. If you're used to doing internal plastering, it's almost the opposite. You never want to hear that scraping sound if you're doing internal plastering. But on this stuff, you do. By that stage, should have very minimal lines. My tip of the day, buy some grime wipes. They are fantastic for getting off solvents, glues, and they're massive. They hold moisture really well, and they are great for cleaning off all these bits of silicone render. That has now all had its final coat of the base. Let's see, it's much flatter. And even these, so tomorrow, on Monday actually now, once this is dry, which won't take long, just the next day, we'll give this another light scrape, but that is much flatter already. That's ready. Once it's dry and had another light scrape, we'll apply the top coat primer, which needs 12 to 24 hours to dry, and then we will be putting the top coat of coloured silicone on top.